So when you first start with the Integra, there's really no information in the system at all. So the first thing we have to do is set the system up. So to do that, you go to the setup, which is the wrench. Just touch it. It is a live button, and it'll bring up the setup wizard. Now, we have several different areas that we can set up. You have your implements and your vehicles. So that would be represented by the vehicle tab. Then you also have your grower, farm, and field tab. You have the GPS tab, and then you have the console. So what we want to do first is go ahead and look at the grower, farm, and field tab, and I'll show you how to create growers, farms, and fields. So to do that, you just hit the grower, farm, and field button. Once you're there, you'll see 4 tabs across the top: the grower, the season, the field, and the operator. Now, a grower is going to be any entity that you want to keep track of separately. So let's say you have, in my case, Norris Farms, and then my son has a field. So we would want to have Norris Farms as one grower, and then Eli Norris as a second grower. So we have 2 separate growers, and our data is not intertwined. That way your season summaries and your totals will all be correct and not have the other entity's data in there. If you want to keep track of it all together, that's fine. But this just allows you a way to keep track of things separately. So let's go ahead and set Norris Farms and Eli Norris up. To do that, we're going to have to create a new grower, so we hit the Add button. And again, it's a live button. It brings this keyboard up so we can go in and we can just type to get capitalized letters. Just hit Shift, they all become capital. As soon as you hit one, it's going to go ahead and revert back to lowercase. So we have our Norris Farms in. It's exactly the way we want it to be. We go ahead and we hit Enter, which is the green button. So now we need to go ahead and add Eli. So we're going to hit the plus, and we're going to go in and just type in Eli. And if you do make a mistake, you either have the option to clear all, or you can use the backspace and just get rid of the letters that you want and go ahead and fix them. So very simple. Again, once you're done, hit the green plus or the enter key, or green check mark or the enter key. Now we have our 2 growers set up. So next we need to look at the season. So we'll hit the season tab. Now the season is basically just a crop season. January 1st through December 31st is probably going to catch a lot of people for their season. However, if you're spreading fertilizer for the 2011 season in 2010, you may want to have both seasons up at the same time. For right now, we're just going to go ahead and create one season. We're going to hit the Add button, and it's going to suggest a name for this season that we're creating. So it's going to be the 2011 crop. If you want to name it something different, you can. If not, just leave it there. Go ahead and hit the Enter button, and we have that crop created in the season, or in our season list. So let's say we had a 2010 crop. We're going to go ahead and add that in as well. We're going to clear all. And let's just say for some reason you still have some grain out there that needs to be harvested. And it's really part of last year's crop. So you would want to go in and make sure when you harvest that you have your 2010 crop year activated. You'll see that active is now by 2010 instead of 2011. If you want to go back and do something in 2011's crop season, just highlight it and hit Set as Active. Now it wants to know, see, data recorded in the season that is set to active. Do you wish to go ahead and continue 2011 as a crop active season? Just say yes, and it becomes active. So again, this is something that a lot of people have trouble with, and I really wish it was called crop year instead of crop season, because a lot of times growers will have a spring season and then they have a harvest season, so they plant in the spring and harvest in the fall, and then their maps don't show up when they're harvesting, and it's because they're not in the same season. So it's very important that you keep the seasons the same.